the 6th of February, U-864 passed this critical point undetected and continued its way north. Despite the messages and information from base, the search area was vast. Thousands of square miles of ocean. Finding a submerged submarine would not prove an easy task for the venturer. By means of sonic waves, it was possible to locate other vessels, but the noise of this ASDIC could also give away their own position. To avoid alerting the Germans, Landers decided not to use the ASDIC sound waves, just to monitor the headset for the sounds of distant propellers. February the 8th, 5:20 a.m. Panic in the engine room of U-864. Willie and his fellow mechanics were called to try and repair the damage. But it was soon clear one of the engines had a serious problem.
Wir haben ein Problem. Entweder mit dem Zylinder oder mit dem Kompressor. Kriegen das nicht auf.
Er ist ausgefallen! Wir können den hier nicht mehr reparieren!
Und Kommandant an alle. Wir kehren sofort nach Bergen zurück, um Schäden zu reparieren. Kurs 135 Grad, Boot auf Seerohrtiefe halten.
After radioing the bad news in to headquarters, Wolfram received an immediate answer.
Kapitän, eine Nachricht.
1WO.
Ja, Herr Kapitän.
Die Eskorte erwartet uns am 10. Februar 4 Uhr morgens in Helisoy.
Near Faya, the research vessel Geobay scans the bottom of the sea with its sonar. The first pictures of the seabed appear on the monitor in the control room. Two pieces of a submarine lie close to each other.
That's good, yes.
That's excellent.
It blew the U-boat apart completely.
And each part went its own way.
Absolutely.
Yes. And I can't understand at the moment that we shall find the bow in a distance to the aft of about 40 meters.
It's a long way away, and it's been turned round, hasn't it? You can see it's been turned round.
Yes.
The images reveal that one of the pieces of the hull is stuck nearly upright in the silt, 150 meters below the surface of the freezing water. February the 9th, 1945. On board the Venturer, the ASDIC man was carefully monitoring for nearby vessels by hydrophone. Suddenly, at 9:23 in the morning, he reported a new sound, a different tone. John Watson was the officer on watch.
Diesel off the starboard bow! All periscope!
I could not see what was causing this noise. He said it sounded a bit like a fishing vessel starting and stopping its engines, you see, as if it was doing something with its fishing, and I should have been able to see it. The other fishing vessels were further away, and he said, no, they're much further away, this is closer. So I was concerned about that because I couldn't see it.
Nothing in sight.
On his way back to Helisoy, Captain Wolfram was worrying about the engine noise. As he well knew, making noise underwater could be fatal.
Ellie? Kapitän? Wie weit sind wir mit dem Generator zu hören?
Sehr weit, Kapitän. Hier. Das ist unsere Position. In diesem Umkreis sind wir zu hören.
Again, Wolfram checked for the enemy and, above all, for his escort. It meant risking the periscope. John Watson's watch ended at 10 a.m.
Lost contact, sir.
His replacement was First Lieutenant Andy Chalmers.
What's going on? Pursuing noise to the north, seeing every other ASDIC contact. This one definitely suspicious. Very good, I have to watch. Up periscope!
He noted that, but he had to keep a sharp eye on the fishing vessels that we were moving towards. And he also kept a sharp eye on the bearing where the noise had been.
Once again, Wolfram checked his periscope. A dangerous tactic. His rendezvous with his escort was in just a few hours, but the periscope could give him away.
Nothing in sight. ASDIC report.
Regain contact. Green 10. Possible diesel engine.
The noise started to get louder when he was on watch. And started to travel across ahead of us.
Up periscope. Look for the target.
Briefly, in the distance, Chalmers sighted a thin mast.
Mast in sight, bearing 340. Captain to the control room. Captain to the control room! Mast in sight, sir. Range 4,000 yards. I have control of the submarine. Action stations!
Action stations, action stations, action stations.
ASDIC report.
Contact. Possible diesel engine.
And we all realised that we were dealing with a submerged U-boat.
I felt a bit shaky because he could sink us the same as we could sink him.
The hunt was on now for the German U-boat with the secret cargo bound for Japan. On board the Geobay, Lauenstein is discussing another item on the cargo list with the Norwegian crew. Because if this wreck really is U-864, it has 60 tons of mercury in 1,857 flasks on board. An ecological time bomb, the real reason for the Norwegian team's search mission.
I think it's important that something is done about it as quickly as possible. I think the problem really is that here we have a war grave below us, but equally it's a war grave that could bite back.
Geobay has the latest state-of-the-art tools on board. It is equipped with a huge remote-operated vehicle, or ROV. Its onboard cameras will help resolve the wreck's identity. Slowly, the ROV is lowered into the water and begins its 150-meter descent towards the wreck.
Picture is frozen.
The scientists monitor the screens in the control room. On board U-864, the noise of the engines would be terrifying for the crew. Even the scientists on board couldn't fail to notice that something had to be wrong.
Das hört doch nicht in Ordnung hier.
Bitte bleiben Sie in Ihrer Kabine. Es gibt keinen Grund zur Aufregung.
But Wolfram himself knew this was not so. On his shoulders rested the lives of 73 men. Meanwhile, Watson and Launders were following every move of the unknown U-boat. The hunt was on, and it was clearly not the usual prey.
It was unbelievable because normally we go to action stations and the action is over in a matter of